Welcome back, fellow sons of Adam and daughters of Eve, to my channel. In this video, Narnia FC will embark on its first conquest in the western world of the FC26 series. Your protagonist has taken quite some time to find his way back into this world, and thus I have a lot of catching up to do. However, I have been able to quickly assemble what should be a decent enough army to battle the 15 chosen kingdoms of this weekend. So these are the players I have chosen to defend the gates of FC Narnia. We have some men and women of renown like Claudia Pina and Tijani Reinders. Samko also leads the line with her teammate Wrighton to the left of her. We have Frankie in the midfield and Chloe Kelly on the right. At the back we have Frimpong, Konate, Lacroix, Kirkes at left back, and Mamadashvili in goal. We'll have a quick look at the subs, where we have two lone icons.
Do not use it, except at your greatest need.
We also have another competent knight on the bench, that is Aubameyang. We now begin our quest for FC glory and honor, so let's get straight into the action. Our first opposition will be against a kingdom called Municipal, and he has a menacing attacker like Rahul leading his front line. And we make a good start to our adventures in the FC series with a goal from Sam Kerr following some sharp link-up play between her and Reinders. From the corner now, Reinders has managed to find Kerr once more to double the scoreline, and Kerr's tally 33 minutes into the game. But his Wrighton has gone up the other end after a quick counter-attack to put him within one goal. Now we're into the 64th minute. Rahul finds Fut Champs with a great pass, and with a nicely executed turn, he pulls out his arrow and unleashes one into the corner. Now we have a war on our hands, and the protagonist and his army must find a response. Kerr with the ball roll and finesse. She gave herself more than enough time to pick her spot and pick up a hat-trick. We are on the attack again. Kerr in the box. A magnificent display from Sam Kerr. 4 goals today. She looked like Queen Susan of old. She had a quiver full of arrows and refused to miss. As the stats indicate, it was a dominant display from the virtual Narnians. One kingdom down, 14 to go. The opponent is out the blocks like horses in a race. 5 minutes in, Beckham finds Vitinha and he draws first blood early on. Not too long after, we find ourselves deep in the enemy territory, and Sam Kerr at it again smashes one in to equalize the scoreline. Now Pina plays a piercing through ball to Wrighton, who returns it back to Pina for her to put us 2-1 to the good. But this opponent is one with some fight in its belly. A costly error from me, and he pounced on it to level the scoreline. Into the 34th minute, and the virtual Narnians have been stunned. We're into the second half now, and Dumone is played through, composes herself, and she pulls out a delightful chip over my keeper to give him a 2-goal lead with 40 in-game minutes left. Not too long after, he is in our territory.
He has ripped it!
Now into the 79th minute, and we're making our way up the field, and Wrighton has it on the left to Kerr, That is some poor defending from him, and Kerr produces a fabulous strike into the top corner. But I fear it came at too late a time in this game, and just to put any glimmer of hope that we thought we might have out the window, he goes up the other end with Guerrero. And after a moment of madness from my keeper, he finds the easiest finish he will have all year. But wait, this guy still wasn't done. Maybe trying to get us to end this week's conquest. 2 games in, he decided he will show no mercy and made it 7.
What I might do is I might smash into somebody just to make me feel better.
You could see from the stats maybe the scoreline didn't tell the full story of the game. But only 2 games into the weekend and we have suffered our first defeat in a game where FC Narnia were well and truly put to the sword. Into our 3rd game now, and the squads of our opponents are not getting easier. We have a corner here in the 25th minute. Pina finds Lacroix to rind us. Lacroix now picks it up in a very dangerous position and lays it off to Kerr. And Pina now returns it back to her, and with a first time finish we draw first blood. Now we're only a few moments away from halftime. Frankie finds Rashford, and the enemy's cannon has punctured our net, and our hearts going into halftime. Determined to respond in the right way, we came out with a fresh figure, with Chloe Kelly dribbling past a few opponents and finding Frankie.
Brilliant! Just brilliant!
Now we're into the 56th minute and we have it deep in our half. And Lacroix has made a calamitous error. It seems as if we have a traitor in our camp. 2 all. A real test of our mettle. Can we yet again find a response? Chloe Kelly to Sam Kerr wraps one into the top corner to put FC Narnia back into the ascendance. And that goal proved to be enough as FC Narnia saw out the rest of the game to win 3-2 and pick up a vital second win. Our 4th opponent of this week would be a kingdom called Kua Vieja, evidently an opponent from the southern lands. We're in the 6th minute now, and we're building out from the back. Frankie has it now and passes it to Pina, who finds a marauding Kelly, and she drops it back for Pina.
Oh, what a goal!
Kerr, now looking as free as a man that is saved by Jesus, picks a corner to put us 2-0 to the good. But these fierce weekend league opponents do not back down, as Rodrigo finesses one into the corner to cut our lead down to 1. Frankie now finds Pina, and with an outside the foot low driven shot, she gives us back our 2-goal lead. But right before halftime we show signs of weakness, as Rodrigo finds himself staring down our keeper once again to make the score 3-2 going into halftime. Into the 62nd minute now, and Pina finds Reinders from the corner, who returns it back to her, and with a deft finish, she restores our breathing space. But yet again, the enemy questions my backline. He sliced through my defense and found Lozano to put him within 1 goal. But the virtual Narnians are up for the fight. Wrighton finds Pina. Quintin finds Frankie. Turning up the heat now, and we're on a counter-attack. And Pina has been set free like a lion ready to pounce and strikes with devastating accuracy. 6-3. But our opponent, determined to have the last say on the game, even if it's just a consolation, finds Messi to make it 6-4. But even that we have denied, showing our ruthlessness as Sam Kerr finds Pina, who makes it 7. The opponent must have felt like he was up against centaurs because the Knights of Narnia were relentless today.
Not the same football you know, when you control the tempo and the rhythm of the game, that has to count
Pina,
for something.
only 4 games in, may have already found our way into the Narnian hearts, contributing to every goal with 5 goals and 2 assists. We're into our 5th game now, and we're playing another opponent from the Southern Lands, seeing his name is Caracas. We have it with Kerr in the 23rd minute, who finds Wrighton, and it falls fortuitously for Pina, who has the easiest goal she will have at her time in FC Narnia. The opponent must be wondering if these Narnians employ the dark arts. But not long after, an unlikely precedent, Timber was up the other end to equalize the scorelines. Now we have it with Pina, who turns brilliantly and tucks it away to put us 2-1 up. But not long after, Paroluelo was on the charge. It looked like a horse in a race against men.
Yeah, shocking.
And we're tied up going into the second half. Into the 64th minute now, and it's the enemy that is striding forward. Putellas finds a familiar foe in Rodrigo, who finds the back of the net, and we are 3-2 down. And only moments after, the opponent was attacking us again, and Rafinha was able to make his way into the box unopposed to give him a 2-0 lead, well, a 2-goal lead. The 87th minute now, and we are looking to ask questions of our own now, as Kerr finds Chloe Kelly.
Now then!
But surprisingly, it is him on the attack, and Rafinha, again proven to be the thorn in our side, smashes one in, and that goal is the dagger to the hearts of the virtual Narnians as we suffer our 2nd defeat, with only 3 wins on the board. And we're straight into our 6th game. It seems like that defeat left a sore taste, as I forgot to go through the game stats. And our 6th opponent is Janda. 5 minutes in, and we have a corner. Frankie to Pina, who finds Lacroix, spreads it around to Kelly, and to Konate, the big man, in an unfamiliar position, but looks like a striker. Wrighton finds Sam Kerr to Frankie, to Pina in the box as a finish. And we're looking to put things alright this game. Sam Kerr, the low driven shot. And the opponent, it seems, has put up the white flag of resignation. Says no more. And us Narnians can rest at ease that night with a clean sheet. Into our 7th game now against SAC FC, and he has a few men of renown like Schweinsteiger and Marcelo. Swerts to Schweinsteiger, checks back and finds an unknown entity to draw first blood, but we're looking for a response early on. Sam Kerr to Wrighton, who glides past a defender, picks out Sam Kerr in the box, twisting and turning, lays it back for Pina, and with a low driven finish, we equalize. And we're charging at him once again. Sam Kerr and Pina with some lovely link-up play. Frankie,
Brilliant! Just brilliant!
2-1. Minor launches it up the field now, but Frankie up high wins it. Now Pina, advanced step over. The defender is lost. Sam Kerr now. Reinders holding on top. It's made its way to Pina. This is lovely stuff from us. Wow.
That is extraordinary.
3-1 up break. And we pick it up with Frankie, the warrior in midfield. Samke with some lovely skill and a composed finish. But just when we think we're going in with a 3-goal lead, some woeful defending from me gives the opponent a glimmer of hope going into the second half. And it's the problem guy, Quinones to Fabian, who smashes it in to cut the lead down to 1. Pina looking to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Frankie with an ice cold dead stop. And now Samke pulls out her bow and she is not missing from there. But he's looking to respond. These opponents have metal, some fight in them. Quinones with a delightful chip. But we somehow see it out. 5-4. We take the win. That's our 5th win. And Pina proven to be a valuable player for the Narnians with 2 goals, 3 assists. We're now into the 8th game of the weekend and the last one for part 1 against a kingdom called Rio Cuarto. And Yamal is causing us problems on the right. Finds Hakimi to Torres. Draws first blood for him. We're trying to play away from the back. Giving it up. We lost it again. Frimpong dispossessed for the 3rd time in a row. And right now we prove to be our own worst enemy. Looking for response. Reinders. Oh, that's great skill. And it's 2-1. A few minutes later, and he has it with Rafinha. It looked like the Whitewoods cast a spell on Frimpong because he was lost. And Torres strikes a devastating blow to the virtual Narnians. Now Odegaard finds Rafinha. And it's 4. And the Narnian camp is well and truly under siege. No respite for us as Hakimi has it on the right now. And turns Kirkes inside out and finds Torres to make it 5-1. It is still only the 58th minute and Konate is dispossessed.
Battles are ugly affairs.
Rafinha now on the left. Thinks it up for Torres, who chips the un-Russian keeper.
Pick up your sword.
6 goals down, and for the sake of our morale, we needed to find a goal. And Wrighton in the 79th minute got our 2nd goal. By this time, the opponent had taken his foot off the gas. Now Reinders finds Pina to add another consolation goal. We're only down by 4. Some nice combination play, and Frankie couldn't ask for a much easier opportunity. Into the 88th minute, and the opponent has put his controller down, but at least now my players wouldn't have this game as one of their nightmares. So we pick up our 3rd loss of the weekend with 7 games to go. Stay tuned for part 2 to see how we end the weekend. Thanks for watching. Till next time, Bella ciao.